Yeah, I'm going, I can't reminisce.
If you're not feeling it, be honest. I'm dashing in the coupe, I'm going Sonic speed. I gave you my all, tell me what else you need. I'm not ready for your love, but feel you rushing me. And my cup is running low, need you to fill it, please. I remember all those times, it was a simple thing. Now I'm here all alone, reminiscing about what we could've been. If you're not feeling it, be honest. Dashing in the coupe, I'm going Sonic speed. I gave you my all, tell me what else you need. I'm not ready for your love, but feel you rushing me. If you're not feeling it, be honest.
What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome to episode 5 of the Poneglyph Podcast, where we decode the world of One Piece and anime, one poneglyph at a time. I'm your host, Jay, aka Milky Way Jay, here with my brother, my co-host, Ja.
Guys, welcome back. Glad to have you.
Man, I'm excited for this episode today. We got a break week. We are not getting an anime episode today. Unfortunately, Toei announced that they will be on break this week, but we have a crazy manga chapter to break down and talk about today. So I'm excited about that. So today's episode, we are going to, like I said, we're on a break week. So we're going to start it off with some anime world news. We got a lot of things happening, a lot of changes, a lot of things going on in the anime world and community as a whole. So I want to just get that out of the way, talk about that. And then we're going to roll straight into our manga review and just dive into the chapter this week that we got today, a few hours ago. And from there, we're going to go into our Davy back drafts. And really, that's just if we have time for it, because if we take an hour and a half talking about the manga chapter, then that's just what it's going to be, because if you know, we got a lot in store. But we'll get into some Davy back drafts after if we have some time. And yeah, that's going to be how our episode is going to look today for the break week. It's going to be a little bit different. Definitely expect some changes in every break week, I say, because sometimes we're going to have Snow here as well with us, talking about where he's at in the show and all that. So it really depends on the week. But today, we rocking with me and my brother, Ja. How you feeling about today? What you excited about?
The chapter was amazing. I read a couple spoilers throughout the week, so I knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And just to see it all, arted up and it's fire, just come to life,
Yeah, you read the spoilers. I stay away from the spoilers. I wait until Sunday and I open up my Shonen Jump right when that joint drop, and I'm on top of it. But you like to get on ahead of the curve.
Yeah. I love that. I can't stand it, man. One Piece is so good, bro. I just love consuming it as quick as I can.
Yeah.
And,
I'm the same way. It's always been something where like I stay away from spoilers as much as I can. I hate them because usually when I'm spoiled something, that's all I'm looking for and that's all I'm thinking about when I'm starting to consume the content fresh. So I like to have a clean state of mind and just get it all and then be surprised by whatever the case may be. But to each his own. I just want to say I appreciate y'all for tapping in. If y'all are live, make sure y'all like the stream at any point in time make sure y'all like the stream. If y'all are watching the VOD or on YouTube Music, make sure y'all leave us a like, comment, subscribe down there as well. And I just want to shout out to all y'all on Apple Podcasts and Spotify as well, our audio only listeners. Hey, this is a special episode for y'all because we don't really got too much but we doing on screen that y'all missing out. We do have a couple, maybe one, maybe two short trailers that we might react to, but all in all, we're going to be doing a lot of yapping today. So it's a good episode for y'all. So shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all give us a 5-star rating and a great review down below on wherever y'all listening to us from. And yeah, let's get straight into it today. So we're gonna start out with our anime world news. And first things first, I wanted to talk about that I saw anime retailers are suspending shipments to the US due to trade rules and restrictions that forced Japan Post to stop deliveries. I don't know how many of y'all are consumers of anime merchandise, anime clothing. You see I got anime clothing on right now. I mean, I got action figures, posters. I mean, this is all part of the anime merchandise. And them completely suspending shipments. There's a lot of people that like to resell stuff, like to get on top. That's hurting people's pockets.
Yeah, facts.
I don't know. What are some things that you like to, that you feel like is
all the
most
shirts,
effective?
the shirts you see coming, like clothes and everything. That's the biggest part for me. I feel like even like that's like dumbing down everything, like books, manga books and everything. Everything anime related. You hate to see like the economy mess with something, like stuff you're passionate about. That's kind of sucks. But
yeah, definitely.
Hopefully it all figures itself out soon, and we can get all our merch back.
Yeah, I kind of seen it coming when we started hearing about all the tariffs and stuff that already started affecting like a little bit of everything. So yeah, especially coming from Asia and that region of the world, you can kind of expect a market like this to be hit heavily. Yeah. And besides, Asia itself, we're definitely probably the biggest consumers of anime. So for them to stop, the shipments and suspend them for who knows how long, I didn't look too much into all the details. I just recently seen that was a headline in the community. So yeah, I feel like that's interesting. Naruto fans, I know me and you, we definitely some big Naruto fans, that being the one that started it all for us anime wise. But 2 years after announcing the Naruto remake, the production for 4 new episodes are finally complete. It was originally announced in March of 2023 and set to premiere that same year in September, but it was postponed due to production issues. So
back then I was reading, or not reading, I was watching a little bit of Boruto, so about time.
I mean, you kind of see how Boruto is animated in like the fights, and you're like, man, what if we could have got this, for what we really loved.
Yeah.
And they say they're doing 4 episodes. I don't know what episodes they're redoing. I believe from what I've seen, like the little pictures and stuff, I believe it's regular Naruto, not Shippuden.
Wow.
But I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm excited to see the episodes when they do drop, of course.
Yeah, it's always great to reconsume those. And
yeah, we see all these fan animations all the time, and they do what they can for it. But to And a lot of fan animations, they be snapping sometimes.
Yeah,
So,
shout out to them, honestly.
yeah, definitely shouts out to them. Y'all keep the streets fed for sure, but it's always good to see them, multi-million/billion-dollar companies, production companies, do what they're supposed to.
Yeah, dude.
Do what they're
Just show up
supposed
and
to.
work.
Yeah, just show up and work. So that's exciting news, especially for all y'all Naruto fans. One Piece is a big part of the big three shonen community. So if anybody out there that rocks with Naruto, hopefully y'all are excited about that. I'm looking forward to that. Getting into a little bit of some of the darker news across the anime community. Unfortunately, voice actor Takaya Hashi passed away from a heart attack. He has a couple notable roles, such as Kakuzu from Naruto. We were just talking about Naruto. Kakuzu's one of the cleanest characters. I say top 15 clean, top 10, 15 clean characters. So,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
he was a Japanese, obviously by his name, but he was a Japanese voice actor. And he also did Robert Accutron from Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. If y'all are familiar, I'm caught up on Thousand Year Blood War. Actually excited to see this final season. I hope he was. I actually don't remember too much of his role. I know he was one of the Quincy people, but I don't remember too much of his role. He was just kind of a side character. And then he was also Dogstorm in One Piece for, our One Piece fans out there. Man, Dogstorm, solid character. Definitely, we've recently kind of seen him in Wano. Wano, it was a few years ago, but it still feels pretty recent.
Yeah, especially for me.
Yeah.
Condolences to him and his family.
Definitely.
May he rest in peace.
For sure. Rest in peace.
Rest in one piece.
Rest in one piece, man. That's, life is life, and, life's going to hit and death's going to hit, and you never know. But I hope, his family really got to cherish his time, and, us as anime fans, we appreciate some of these roles where, he had some big roles across the community.
Mm-hmm.
So, condolences to him and his family, and I hope everybody can, move forward peacefully and he can be honored correctly.
Yeah.
Mike McFarlane, he's a English voice actor. He was diagnosed with brain cancer. So I hope he can fight that. There's nothing definite yet in his in how this is affecting him, but some of his notable roles were Master Roshi, Dragon Ball, OG character. I mean, OG character. Roshi.
That's the old man, right?
Yep, the old hermit man.
Yeah.
Yep, Roshi. Got my boy Goku to where he was. Buggy the Clown from One Piece.
Dang.
Buggy's a great character, especially in dub. I'm recently rewatching in dub for the first time, and I like Buggy's dub. I've been telling Jai I don't really like a lot of the dub voice acting. There's some that I do like and I do tolerate, and Buggy's definitely one of them. He fits perfectly. Mike McFarlane is a real good voice actor for Buggy. And he also voice acts in the role of John in AOT Attack on Titan. And he, especially towards those last two seasons, he's always a part of the main cast, but those last two seasons he had a prominent role. So
yeah,
John was
I watched in dub, right? Yeah, I watched in dub as well for that show. So it was a great role as well.
I never seen that in dub, but I know Mike McFarlane's a good voice actor. I believe he also voice acts for just some regular American TV shows as well.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't have that in my notes because I was just keeping it anime related. But I believe I've heard his name before in some other stuff. So I believe he's a very prominent voice actor across all genres. So prayers to him. I hope he can really fight through this. You know, cancer alone is tough, but brain cancer at that, it's even tougher because your whole body functions from your brain. So hopefully he's able to fight it. Hopefully they caught it at a good stage and they're able to, you know, help cure him and he can get back to action, back to knocking stuff out. Because shoot, Buggy's gonna have a big role. I'm calling it now.
Prominent role in the, yeah, man.
Buggy's gonna have a big role. So we need the OG Mike McFarlane. Hey, Mike McFarlane, for the Final War. When you beat this, I promise you, I'm watching the Final War in dub. When you beat this, I'm watching the Final War in dub for you.
Prayers to him and his family, man.
Yeah, prayers to him, man.
Get better, buddy.
For sure.
We need you.
All
right. I'm gonna pick up from here.
Okay, go ahead.
One Piece card game reveals some new art. Blackbeard's crew has just been released, I believe. Have you indulged or seen anything about the card game? I've only heard like through the community.
I think I seen one video this past week where someone was like, it was like kind of like a street interview about anime, and they had brought up the One Piece card game. It was very random that I seen it, and I was like, I didn't even know they had a card game. So that was my first time hearing about it. So it's kind of crazy that you're bringing that up now, because I didn't know how you know much of a thing it was, but I'm starting to hear about it more.
I'm hearing they do like tournaments and everything. Creator, what's his name? You've probably seen his edits going around, like how he used to dog One Piece at first, and then he started watching it.
It starts with an S, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't think, but I watched a video of him, and he was talking about it some. Okay. So I know it's pretty prominent out there. You know, people have it set up in places and everything, going crazy on it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I might have to see what it's talking about. Might play that. Maybe at one of these cons they'll have a panel for it, and as it grows.
Hey, we're gonna be especially now that we got this pod kicked off. This is kind of off the top, but now that you're saying that, for cons, we're gonna do our own special vlog for, you know, us. Me and John gonna be mic'd up for all these cons moving forward. I'm still gonna be doing my separate stuff for my Milky Way J channel, but as a podcast, and especially for our anime stuff, we're gonna have all that vlog separately.
Anime live content.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Yeah, we may go live from the channel. You know, Ja may have the live camera. I may have the vlog camera. You know, for the YouTube vlog afterwards. Who knows? We gonna have some stuff coming though. We gonna keep the content rolling at all points. We're gonna touch the community, and we're gonna spread One Piece like it's a religion, man. Like we Jehovah Witness.
So far, we've talked about the Dream Cons, the what's that? Anime NYC, possibly a Comic Con. So we'd be thrilled to see y'all out there if y'all make it. You know,
for sure.
Talk about the pod, talk about anime. That's the best way to, you know, we can connect with you guys. So
for sure. Make sure. Of course, we're gonna let y'all know everything that we plan on going to, but we're also very new to this stuff as well, new to the conventions and everything. I've been, you know, strictly DreamCon for the past few years, but I definitely want to expand and broaden out. So with that being said, y'all, you know, comment down below on YouTube. Let us know, fan mail, whatever y'all need to do to contact us. Let us know some of these cons that are going on, even if it's a smaller con that y'all know of that is going on. Let us know. We may be able to get out there. We may be close by, so we can get out there and touch base with y'all. Start seeing y'all in face to face and everything. So that would be exciting as well.
Yeah, facts. Up next, I got Toei Animation opens a new studio in Osaka, Japan. For those who don't know where that is, they're looking for new talent and new areas and places. So animators, if you want a job, potentially animating for Toei, I don't know what all they animate, but One Piece, hey, there might be a job. You can be there creating One Piece, part of One Piece.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's a lot more positions than just animating. You could be a voice actor. Some of y'all upcoming voice actors. You can be. Shoot, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they have all types of roles and positions out there. So, hey, even if some of y'all Americans are looking to move to Japan and y'all like, hey, I want a new opportunity. They opening up a new studio.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds fun.
Yeah,
be in that line of work
for sure.
Voice recording for Boruto season 2 has begun. Is that are they with Toei?
No, I don't believe they're with Toei.
Okay, I just saw that in the notes, but
yeah, I had separated that. I didn't even see that you had cooked up the Toei stuff.
You're good. Voice recording for season 2 of Boruto though. We're just ready for Boruto season 2. Like, just drop it. Whatever you guys got, honestly. I was rocking with Boruto when it first was on and popping. I read a little bit of the manga, but eventually, I had to drop it. It gets dogged in the community, and it just wasn't.
I've been hearing some good things from certain people, though.
Yeah,
I can't lie. I've been, as a whole, yeah, the community laughs at it, but the people who like it, they rocking with it. They rocking with it pretty heavy. I
know the manga's pretty damn good, but
yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Anime wise, it's like we got not the best support.
I'm definitely going to tap into the anime after this. I think it's a time skip, I believe, or something. I don't care. Y'all dog me however y'all feel like it. I'ma just start from there. I may read the manga, and connect some gaps if I need to, but I'm not watching through the anime. I tried it. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna start where it gets good, and I'm gonna just watch the good parts. At that point, I'm just watching for the Naruto connection and the clean animation, clean fights. That's what I'm watching for at this point. Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, they gave me everything I needed.
For sure. I feel you. If you want to carry on with that, you got it.
All right, but so I saw that the JJK creator Gege Akutami, he has a new anime titled Mojo Ro. And apparently he will only be writing this. So he was the creator. I think he did the animation or the art style and the story for JJK. But for this new manga and anime, he will only be writing the story. And I don't know if y'all are familiar. I'm not familiar with this manga or anime, but Cypher Academy. Iwasaki Yuji, he's the artist for Cypher Academy. He will be handling all of the art for the new anime Mojoro. So
I wonder if Yuji has something to do with Straight Out of JJK. Like if he pulled his name.
Yeah, that's interesting. Hold on. I think I had a couple more notes about that actually. No, I didn't. But yeah, so that's actually, exciting. I'm always interested to see some of these creators who create some of these hit manga / anime, what they do in different genres or even just different storylines, if they can do it again, you know. Some of the greats made off of well, I don't know. JJK is so, I mean, come on now. JJK is such a solid one that I feel like no matter what he drops after this, it don't matter. He had a hit, and he had one of them ones
to the grave with a banger.
Yeah, but you know, if he can do it again, that just makes him even that much more talented. So
yeah, facts.
Just excited to see. You know, keep your eyes open for that anime titled Majoro in the works from the JJK creator. And speaking of JJK, I want to get into season 3. They announced the trailer, official teaser dropped from Crunchyroll. Shout out to them. So, with that being said, I had this set up as if we was watching a anime episode today. Nah, we just got a reaction. Yeah, let's get into this. Oh, I gotta make it for you so you can see it, my guy.
Please, thank you.
Change. Boom. There we go. All right, yeah, let's get into it. JJK season 3. I'm super excited about this, but yeah, let's watch this. Let's watch the trailer first. Let's get into that, and then we'll talk about it.
No way.
I've been reading it, but I've been so caught up in so many mangas that I'm reading at once. Man, it's all so good. Woo!
Yo,
man,
that's gonna be so good. I already know. Golly, can't wait for that,
bro. I cannot wait for that, man. Yuta's one of the coldest. Yuta's one of them. I've been waiting for Yuta to come back, and the way he came back at the end when he's like, "I gotta go hunt." Yuji, I'm like, no, yeah, that's the last person you need chasing you.
That's like the biggest part of the show that like just tears me apart. Like,
yeah, bro. Because I wanted them to be so cool. Separate. Yes, they built us up to like them so separately, but you know, we're supposed to, you know, we have the same type of love for both of them because they were both kind of, you know, in JJK 0. That was Yuta's role as the main character in the movie and stuff. And then, man, I'm excited though. I'm excited because I feel like, obviously, we know they're both really kind-hearted people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like something has to happen to where they just connect, where something's going. But clearly they boxing, you know. Yeah. they throwing that fade. So I'm excited, and I was actually I'm looking forward to it because those are two hyped up characters right there. And Gojo incapacitated right now, so you know it's up to everybody else. A lot of anticipation, and then we got Sukuna working. Man, oh man. JJK season 3. Any final thoughts on that?
I just can't wait till it comes out, man. That show, it's got a place in my heart. It's one of the first animes I picked up and finished and everything. So it always has a nice place in my heart.
Yeah.
The plot of the show is just fucking fire. It's
so good, man. It's so good.
Excuse my language.
All right, and this is the last little bit that I had for the anime world news. Just a little fun thing I seen. So the community, or some people in the community, I'm not gonna pin this on all y'all out there, but I am at the same time. Y'all gonna get grouped into this if I feel like something's out of pocket. I didn't really look too far into this because I wanted to save this for the pod, but I got a list here of what they say is the top 30 in order strongest characters in One Piece.
Strongest characters in
and we're going from 30 to 1. If there's
30 to 1.
If the I'm gonna go in rows of 9, in groups of 9, because that's how they have them sectioned. And if within each 9, if there's anything that you feel like you can move, or we can wait till end, and you can say, okay, someone was way too low, someone was way too high.
Yeah, I'm gonna take notes on the names that you say if I feel like
bet. All right, bet. So we're gonna start off at number 30. We have Dory and Bragi. Obviously, they're even, so they got them.
That's where we start.
Yeah, that's how we starting, man. That's how we start. Number 30. Number 29. Number 29, we have Kizaru. We have Kizaru coming in at 29.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Just stay with me. Bear with me, because we just started.
Yeah.
28, we got Aokiji.
Oh my God, why are we so low here?
Yeah. Then we got Loki at 27. This is it.
That's gonna when we get more of that.
But wait, there's more. 26, we got Shamrock. We got Shamrock at 26.
They're not serious.
25, we have Marcus Mars, one of the Gorosei.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 24, we have Shepherd Jew Peter, another Gorosei. Right. 23, we have the Beast himself, Odin. Kozuki Odin, yes. Then we have Scopper Gaban coming in at 22. So that's
Mountain Eater. I want to see that in the show.
Yeah. So that's the first. That's the first 9. That's the first 9, or the bottom 9. Whoa. Okay, so at 21 we got Big Mom, Lin. 20, we have Rayleigh. And 19, we have Garland. Okay. At 18, we have Sengoku. At 17, we have Nuzujuro, one of the elders. Nuzujuro. At 16, we have Warkuri, another elder. And then at 15, we have Saint Saturn.
Yeah, right.
So that's saying that he's the strongest Gorosei. Then at 14...
If he is, that would shake up the show, I feel like.
Yeah. At 14, we got Shiki. And then at 13, we got our very own Captain Straw Hat Luffy.
13?
At 13, yep.
Okay.
This page, off first glance, looks a little wild. We're gonna see though. We're gonna see how you feel.
If you think about who's left, this kind of gets crazy.
Hear me out. Number 12, right after Luffy, we have Kaido.
Okay.
But ahead of Kaido, some freaking how, we have Marshall D. Teach.
Okay.
Stronger than Kaido. Right. Then we have Mihawk.
Yo, this is a Mihawk fan.
Stronger than Kaido.
In what world?
Right. Then we have Shanks. That coming in at number 9. We're at number 9 right now. So Mihawk's 10, Shanks is 9, Garp is number 8.
Okay.
We got Newgate Whitebeard coming in at number 7. At number 6, we have Gold D. Roger. The King of the Pirates is the number 6 strongest person in the show.
Yo, they better come with some.
Number 5, we have...
Don't say it.
A new foe has entered the chat. Rox D. Zebek is number 5, the 5th strongest character in the story. At number 4, we have a sleeper coming out of left field. We have Ryuma as the number 4th strongest character in the show. And which is crazy because these next 3 is like, wow, Ryuma's the 4th strongest. But let me finish. At 3, we have Joy Boy himself. At 2, we have Emu, the king. And at number 1, we have Nika. We have Nika.
Oh, they missed somebody.
1. They definitely missed Zoro. Zoro is 1000% in the top 30 strongest characters in the show. Who else did they miss?
King Harold.
They definitely missed King Harold as well. They definitely missed King Harold as well. They missed Zoro, King Harold.
Akainu?
They missed Akainu. We didn't see. We have to assume Dragon somewhere in the top 30. We have to
Dragon.
We have to assume. We have to assume Kong's in the top 30.
Yeah. They had Sengoku way too high.
Yeah, Son Goku coming in at 18. I feel like the Gurusei, it's iffy.
If Saturn was the strongest Gurusei, I'm gonna say it again.
If Saturn was the strongest Gurusei, then they should not be that high. All of them should not be that high. Aokiji, Loki, and Shamrock being in the bottom 5 is a little shocking.
Especially Loki and Aokiji.
And Shamrock. I mean, just being
Shamrock,
just being Shank's twin alone and the head of the Holy Knight at this point, I'm sure with Garland being where he is now, I'm sure Shamrock's probably, because he was the first commander, right?
Yeah. I know we're talking a lot of crap
Odin.
right now, guys. Yeah, Odin was a mispick. I know we're talking a lot of crap right now, but me and Jay will definitely make our own top 30 coming soon.
Woo, that'll be fun. Maybe next break week we'll have that set up.
Yeah.
Or we can you know what? We'll do our own video. We're gonna do a separate video for the channel. We'll do it. We'll get lit. We'll get lit one day, and we still got that other one. We still got that other one coming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll tier list them. Yeah, we got that coming. Actually, that'll be fun. That'll be a
Just
separate
so
video.
You guys know how we feel about everybody in the show.
Oh yeah, and we'll probably do like a lot more characters than 30. We'll
probably have to.
We'll make it fun. We'll make it fun. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so we don't really have to get into the order because I feel like a lot of these are questionable, and especially some people that we haven't really seen. I don't really feel like Nika and Joy Boy, even Emu. I don't feel like those are like, you don't have to add them. I don't feel like. But yeah, that's just what this community post says for the top 30 strongest characters in One Piece. And looking at time wise, we're actually perfect on time.
Yeah, we aced that.
Yeah. So like the stream. If y'all in the stream, make sure y'all smash that like button. If y'all are new, subscribe to the channel, show us some love. We are working very, very hard to make this the best podcast out there and really make this community kickstart and start to grow and blossom into something huge. All my
Appreciate
people
all
out
you
there,
guys.
for sure. All my people out there on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, even YouTube Music. Show us some love. 5-star reviews. Those go a long way. They help get us on the front pages of like-minded people, you know, who haven't heard of us yet. And make sure y'all also give us a good review down below in whatever podcast app y'all listen to us to. And if y'all want to come see the video version, come check us out on YouTube and subscribe to us over there. We're also on all platforms as well. You know, TikTok, Instagram. If y'all want to see bits and pieces, get in the community talks a little bit more, go check us out on those platforms as well.
Yeah, I encourage all y'all to leave us comments, please. We love interacting with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that keeps us going throughout the weeks and everything. Helps us broaden our mind and come up with more other content stuff. So
and make sure, hey, if y'all got any One Piece merch, One Piece gear, whether it's the Lego sets that we mentioned a few weeks ago, whether it's cosplays, anything, send them in. We gonna rate them. We'll talk about them. We are gonna incorporate. We might start making the podcast, you know, a little bit 30 minutes longer, just to add on community interactions once we get there and once we get to that point. So that's something to look forward to. So if y'all interested in any of that, make sure y'all show love over there as well. Now for the meat and potatoes of today's episode. Woo!
Yeah.
Let's roll into the manga. We're gonna review, we're gonna summarize, we're gonna get into it as if this is our episode for the week. Since Toei wanted to play around, we're gonna have to dive into what Oda cooked up for us this week. So we are on chapter 1158. If y'all turn y'all Bibles to One Piece chapter 1158, Rocks versus Herald, we will get into it. So it starts out with the Yamato cover story series. Finally, we get some answers. And we see Yamato walking away from paying respects to the grave that we saw last episode that she was bound to. There was a lot of questions in the community circulating on who it could be. Rumors, a lot of people was saying, you know, Ryuma, different people throughout Wano that she may have met over the time, because we seen that this hero did fight against Kaido to protect the land of Wano, where they were from. So
Shimaru, Silver Axe, all those guys got put down.
Man. And out of left field, Oda hits us with the name of the grave. And it says it's the grave of Kozuki. Yes, you heard it right. Kozuki Moria, aka Gecko Moria. And wow, like attaching Kozuki to Moria, that I never would have guessed. The fact that he was from Wano alone shocked me.
Oh yeah, I would have never thought. I didn't think, looking at his character, I didn't see it, honestly.
Heck no, definitely not. Wano of all places.
Yeah, and I guess that's, you know, how Oda cooks it up, but he got us all.
I'm not mad at him for it. It's just like, whoa, was not expecting that. And
not at all.
Not only that, Kozuki clan. That's
Yeah,
Oden's clan.
Yeah.
Like, wow, what was his relationship with Oden? Brothers, cousins? I mean, they're in the same bloodline, clearly. So, but
I forgot what I was going to say. But keep going. It'll come to me.
And for all y'all who are on YouTube, I mean, you see the thumbnail now. I got Moria and Kaido clashing.
The kanji for Moria and Kozuki and Gecko is like flipped backwards. So that's like,
really?
I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those conspiracies before, but in my opinion, I was like, come on, we don't want that to be true.
Wow. That's I'm not mad at it. I feel like Moria, his role, I didn't really love him as a character. I didn't really love him as for what he brought to the story. But I will say, one, his devil fruit was OP. Two, I feel like he, as a whole, I feel like early, especially pre-time skip, well, obviously pre-time skip was pretty much how long they lasted, but the 7 warlords, they got downplayed a bit.
Especially in before the time skip, definitely.
Yeah, because obviously after the time skip, then the world government disbands them, and then they're all kind of doing their own thing. So we don't really get to see the true scale. And once we actually learn about the depths of hockey as well, we don't really get to see the true scale of what the 7 warlords like brought. And you would like to imagine, obviously there's tiers to the warlords. They're not all going to be the strongest, but you would like to think that they're up there and at least stronger than on par with or stronger than vice admirals, the average vice admiral. And I don't really feel like we've seen those feats from a whole bunch. Even Jinbei, like, as much as I love Jinbei, and he's never mind. He stood up and dropped his nuts to Big Mom and stuff. So I mean, like you can't knock those feats. Jinbei's my favorite character, so I'm really not trying to knock him, but I'm really you feel me? With the jacket, come on now. He don't even got the jacket on. But nah, I just feel like as a whole, I mean, we've seen Jinbei progressively since the 7 warlords were disbanded. Everybody else, we've kind of seen bits and pieces of them, and Moria's one that we haven't really seen much of. So saying that he has a little bit more of a connection and a little bit more potential, it's cool. I've always thought his devil fruit was cool, and his power could be cool, but I've always, he's a off character, so
yeah,
that's just,
I can't lie, he's not one of my favorite characters. He's probably like, after going through the series like Island and beginning of the time skip, the first couple like villains, I wasn't kind of fans. They all got beat, and I'm trying to like kick them to the curb, even though they're not dead or anything. But that was probably like one of the cringier villains that I just couldn't bear.
That was my least favorite arc too.
Thriller arc, it's a bit rough.
For me, Thriller Bark is my least favorite arc. At least of like because obviously the end of Thriller Bark, come on now,
it's crazy.
Peak. But for the most part, like Thriller Bark, I did not enjoy watching through. Like the ending, Chef's kiss, but everything else, I didn't really enjoy Thriller Bark. So I think that's kind of why I downplayed Moria. Personally, I'm speaking from personal. I feel like that's why I kind of had, but I don't think that was all his fault. I just feel like as a whole, that's just how I felt. And he's not one of my favorite villains, but I think it's interesting. He has a little bit more of a
potential role here.
Yeah, so that I do feel is interesting. I like the Oda's different, man. So let this man cook. Let him cook. All right, you ready to get into the nitty gritty?
Yeah, come on.
All right, let's get into it. So we start out on the Oro Jackson, which is Roger's ship, and we got his crew. They get the news of Shakuyaku about her leaving the crew, starting up her own bar over there on Pirate Island. And everyone's like, hey, let's go get her. And we see Roger looking off on the water, pouting, mean face, sick to his stomach. And we get in the corner, we get Gabon and Rayleigh. Rayleigh's like, what's going on? I noticed Roger's not doing too well ever since y'all had y'all little talk in his captain's quarters. What's going on? Then we get the little flashback into the captain's quarters. And of course, we knew Shakuyaku was feeling Rayleigh. And apparently she slipped him a little letter saying, come and get me. And Rayleigh decided to finally reveal it to Roger after holding off for a little bit and telling him. And Roger's pretty upset that he didn't tell him. really tweaking over the shorties, but Roger's pretty upset. And Rayleigh's like, I thought it would be pretty awkward if I brought it up. I wasn't really trying to step on no toes or nothing, but I think it's a good time to tell you now. Hey, I can't keep it from you. If I'm gonna tell anybody, it's gonna be you. You my brother. That's right hand. That's right hand. Yeah. So, he Roger asks, are you not tempted by all of this? And we finally get Rayleigh's true feelings. He says, I wouldn't say there's no temptation, but I just don't want to be tied down. And it's funny that he says that. He says that early on when he's young, because even now, fast forward, he don't want to be tied down. He got his wife, but that man is out there. He don't ever see his wife.
He's a flirt. He's got to be a Scorpio.
He's definitely a flirt. He out there doing his thing, living his life, and hey, Shaki's cool with it, I guess. I don't know.
Whatever relationship they have.
Whatever they got going on. Hey, it saved her from the love sickness, I guess. You feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, so then out of nowhere, Roger comes to, he snaps out of it. He's like, all right, guys, I'm not giving up. Pirates are known for pillaging, so let's go do what we do best. If you want some, you got to take it. So they decide to departure and go take off to go take Shakuyaku from Pirate Island. And we get this last little panel, I think it's funny. We get Shanks. I believe that's Shanks. Yeah, that's Shanks yelling out that he's hungry to the chef. And the chef's like, hey, you can eat all you want. I thought it was funny that they threw that in there towards the end. So what's your thought about that first part, the first little scene on Roger's ship?
Just that last bit you just said, when Oda dropped the list of people on Roger's crew, he forgot to put a chef on there. So either they didn't have a chef I don't know if he forgot or what, but in there it shows I don't know. If I feel like tweaking. Oda,
that can't be Shanks, right? That's not Shanks, right?
I gotta pull the panel up.
Time wise, that can't be Shanks.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
But whoever he said they were hungry or whatever, Oda didn't put he didn't fill in that position on the Rocks Pirates to have a chef. So if that is the chef that's cooking, I feel like Oda just threw that in there because he realized. But overall, the chapters, the Roger ship scene and everything, I'm loving Roger's character development.
Yeah.
Seeing him like be emotional and like just like seeing his personality and emotional. Like we didn't get too much early on or anything. Just like seeing that come to life is like
I do want to make a connection. Oh, real quick, I actually just think that's Roger. I just think it's because the hat's a straw hat, but the face kind of looks like Shanks, but the hair looks a little bit different. But I think it's Roger. But I do want to make a little connection. His facial expressions still they remind me of Luffy a lot. Obviously, we don't see Luffy get emotional in this aspect over a female, but we do see Luffy get emotional over the course of the show and stuff. And I feel like his facial expressions, like when he's pouting, I could see Luffy doing that, like pouting over something, you know, whether it's food, you know, his love for food, you know, pouting when Sanji don't want to give him the food, you know, oh, I only cooked this for Nami. He's pouting like that, you know, or when he's getting emotional about, you know, yelling at Rayleigh about not telling him. I can see Luffy reacting in that same way. It may not be for the same reason, but I see that same level of emotion, I feel like, in that same facial emotion from Roger and Luffy a lot. And I do want to real quick just say, me even thinking that last little piece with Shanks, I want to connect fully, like they still kind of keep Shanks, Roger, and Luffy with these similar features, like throughout the course of their ages, they all kind of have a similar face.
Yeah, so, I was about to say that the first page, that's the first page. Yeah, that's the first page. You see Roger leaning out over the deck and everything into the water. That model kind of looks like Shanks.
That looks like Ace to me.
Really?
That looks like Ace to me.
Yeah, kind of. I kind of see it now.
Like the hair. I guess it's the hair.
The hair definitely, but like the eyebrow.
Yeah. And then
that's
the straw hat just sitting there, just like it's like a staple. Like we just see it across all three faces.
Facts.
Yeah. No, I like that.
What else?
I think that middle panel, this one right here, that one looks more like Shanks to me. Like that's like I looked at that and I'm like, wow, that looks like Shanks.
Yeah.
Which is this is very interesting. This is very interesting.
No, hell yeah.
This is very interesting.
Rayleigh in there, most awkwardest king ever. Didn't that I love that for his character. I don't know. It just seemed so much more emotion out of these guys way back when. It's just like it's like a second coming of like the Straw Hats in a way. Shout out Nagi.
Shout out my boy Nagi. Say what's up to the pod, man. Say what's up to the pod. This man an attention whore, bro. He just want attention. But yeah, keep going. All right, go ahead, get down.
But yeah, just Rayleigh, I just like seeing that from him. Can't believe he's holding back because Shocky is a world treasure.
Everybody wants her.
Yeah,
everybody wants her, and she wants him. You would go for Gloriosa?
She is bad. But yeah, that's really all I had for that scene and everything. I'm loving Gabon's character style. I just love seeing Gabon every time he pops up.
Yeah.
He's such a neat character. Just because we're on the topic, just to throw it out there. Gabon looks like that vampire dude.
Alucard?
Yeah, so much. I keep seeing that. Like every time I look at him, I'm like, what the heck?
I never thought about that, but once you said it, I can kind of see it. It's just the smile and like the shades, I feel like, and like his facial shape, the thin, like sharp chin. I see it. I see it. That's funny.
Like every time I look at him, like, dang, I just see that dude.
I never thought about that until you said that.
I mean, shout out Gabon. I still love his character or character model and his art and everything. But
yeah,
I just see that every time I look at him.
And he don't look like that when he's older. It's just now.
Yeah, not at all.
It's just now in this his younger. So, all right. So let's get into the next section. So, then we pan over to Sacred Marijua 40 years ago, and we get Garland. He's a young holy knight, future elder, Saint Garland. And we get him talking to the 5 Gursei. And he starts out by talking about an unaffiliated nation with its own unique culture. He was trying to get them to join the world government, but they could not see eye to eye. They did not secure an agreement. And he was talking about how rich the island was in resources and how it would benefit, if they joined up with the world government and became a part of them. And also he talked about how he found something very preposterous there, which is an interesting choice of words, I feel like. And
Strong.
He says a discovery that he never expected to make. He leads into saying that the Great One will be pleased with it. And this next part was like my mind started spiraling right when I read this.
Yeah.
Really, this whole page. But when I read this last part, my mind really started spiraling. He goes into talking about that he strongly recommends God Valley for the next competition in 2 years' time. And when he says competition, the panel does start out with, because he was returning from this land that he was trying to recruit into the world government. And I guess they had some sort of tournament or competition that he's referring to. It just ended, so he wasn't able to participate in it. But that's where he kind of ties it into where God Valley should be the next competition in 2 years worth of time. So that's crazy. That's crazy. Give me your thoughts on that, because that was just one panel of that scene, and I ain't gonna talk about no more yet.
I got a lot more to talk about theory-wise and everything later about this panel, but
okay. Yeah, we got stuff to tie in to, like,
yeah. The bottom left of the panel, you get the close up on Garland's face. Finally, I feel like I see a panel where he's like, okay, yeah, this looks like Shanks.
I see that too.
At this point, Garland's isn't the leader of the Holy Knights right now.
He's just in the Holy Knights.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly he has to be some sort of high-ranking officer to where he's able to just pull up and talk to the Gorsei.
That too. What's up with these red-headed brothers? They just think they can stroll up and talk to the Gorsei whenever they want.
Hey, you see where they get it from, huh?
Yeah.
You see where they get it from. They just pull up and they go straight to the big dogs. So he also references Emu by calling him the Great One.
Mm-hmm.
And how he'll be pleased with I don't even know what to call it, because it's not even like he's referencing it as a prize or as treasure. He says he finds something preposterous, and for your leader to be pleased with finding something preposterous, if that doesn't just kind of tell you how evil evil they are as a whole.
Exploitive, like, come on, bro.
Like, I don't know anybody who would be pleased with finding something preposterous besides someone with bad intentions. But hey, to each his own. But yeah, that was a jam-packed page. That scene was only that page, and that's all we get of Marijua in this chapter. But
I feel like a lot of our Marijua panels are just boom, they drop that on you.
Yeah.
This needs to be known.
They're not going to give us much. Oda's not going to give us much of Marijua, not yet.
Gorosei meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's why prior to Egghead, Gorosei, we only see him in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
He trying to keep that very light. All right, so then we go in this next section, we get to Pirate Island, where we start off at Shaki's rip-off bar, and she's tending to a lot of the pirate customers, ripping them off, giving them cheap whiskey, bad service, and they're loving it. They're like, I never,
care.
Never thought in my life that I'd take this service, but it's Shaki, so like they're out of whiskey. She's like, cheap rum. They're like, hey, abysmal service, we'll take it. We love you, Shaki. Thank you. And they still got the huge line. I think a couple chapters ago, they let us know that it was 2 weeks long, right?
2 weeks or a month long, something
like that. Like it's a long line just to go see Shaki. I mean, people are saying they're coming from the West Blue or North Blue, all these different seas to come see her just at Pirate Island. And that's a bold move, because you got to think Rox is the leader of Pirate Island at this time. And for all these pirates to say, "Hey, we coming for Shaki," but Shaki's rule, we'll get into that. So then, of course, Shaki could tell something's off. Rox is there, and she's like, "What's up, Rox? Seems like you losing interest with me. Like you acting a little quiet. You acting a little different. Something's off. What's going on?" And we come to find out that he is a new father. That's the face of a new father. Given on when this took place, we now know that was he just had Blackbeard, baby BB.
I think that's 40 years still.
You said what?
I think that's 40 years before the main line.
Oh, this is 40 years?
I think so. I think it's all still 40 years.
I thought, hold on. I'm tweaking. But yeah, that wasn't Blackbeard born 2 years before God's Valley?
2 years, yeah.
God's Valley happened 2 years from now. Yeah. So yeah, this you had me you had me thinking that
I'm just making sure.
Okay. Yeah. I'm over here questioning myself, but yeah, we talking about the same thing. Okay, yeah. So this was Blackbeard, or it's safe for us to assume that this was Blackbeard that they're talking about. But yeah, so I guess that was on Rox's mind. And right when they get done talking about that, who bursts into the bar? Our boy Roger, future king of the pirates. And of course, his first thing, he bursts in, "Hey Shaki, it's your lover boy, it's me." And of course, we always get the random person yelling, "Oh my God, it's the Roger Pirates!"
Shout out.
I love that. I love that about One Piece. Like, I will never forget when the first time I watched Marineford and Dub, when the Whitebeard Pirates pulled up. Oh my God, look at that lineup. And it's just like all the division captains like all standing together. It's just hilarious, like a random
never
Marine.
Fails on the intros, man.
Never.
To any substantial point or entrance or anything, he never fails. I love that about him too.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, we get Roger busting into Shaki's bar, and off rip, Roger and Rox, they go head to head. They beefing. They're like, Roger's of course like, "This is my island. What are you doing here?" And Roger's like, "Hey, I'm here for Shaki. I'm not here for you. I can be a customer, so let me be a customer." And we come to find out that Shaki has a rule to where there's no fighting on the island. You know, as long as they're here for her, you know, strictly business, no fighting. And everyone, of course, is going to respect that. It's Shaki. Why would they not listen to Shaki? Everybody's in love with her. Everybody's infatuated. So they respect that. So you got some of the top pirates in the world, you know, that could probably destroy the whole island in one clash.
Facts.
But Shaki's keeping it all together. She's the glue, you know. She's keeping the peace.
She's a conqueror in herself. Gotta be.
So they're like, wait, wasn't there a line that's like 2 weeks long out there? How'd y'all get in here? How'd y'all walk straight in? We come to find out that Roger's crew completely wiped out the line. Everybody's knocked out, beat up, packed up. So
Expect.
Of course. Everyone's rowdy. Everyone's yelling in the bar. It's a lot of noise going on. Newgate's like, I'm out. Too much noise for me.
Not for the party.
Put it on Rock's tab. I'm out of here. Peace. Deuces. And, you know, that shows Newgate got a little bit of self-control. You know, he thinks Shaki's attractive, but he's not so infatuated to where he feels like he needs to be in there, drop his nuts and being big dog. Like he's able to leave and separate himself from the situation. So then we get Shaki going to Roger, flirting with him, blushing, all this stuff. Whole time she's asking for Ray. And she gave him a nickname. She said, "Where's Ray? Where's Ray? My boy Ray Sean."
He's so P.
That boy is so P. So she's asking for Ray. And of course, Rayleigh's punk ass is on the ship chilling, feet up, saying he not feeling well. Man, you know you feeling fine, man. You just
Feeling fine.
Man, you the
Over there drunk singing Bink Sake.
crazy ass. So we got Gloriosa, of course. You know, she loves the King of the Pirates. She loves her some Roger. First thing she do, she jump on the man, all over the man. Hey Roger, you know, I missed you. Let me join your crew. You finally came to take me on your ship. And of course, Roger's like, no, you know, I keep telling you no, I don't want you. I don't want a woman who throws hearts all over the place. And of course, Gloriosa's like, hold on. But if it was Shaki though, oh, okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. So, yeah. So, you know, of course, she's like, what kind of logic is that? And then Shaki's like, you know, Ray's not here. I'll pass too. And Roger's all upset. So, of course, he's like, all right, Shaki don't want me. Where's my boy Newgate, my best friend, my dog? Well, not best friend, but you know, my dog. And he's like, I want to share a drink with Newgate. Whole time he ain't even peep Newgate been left.
Hey, your Newgate at?
Hey, Newgate gone. You should have asked for me right when you walked in. You should have acknowledged me, right? Bros before hoes, right? What's up, man?
Right.
So, they tell him that he already left, and so they pan to Rayleigh singing Bink Sake, getting drunk on the ship by himself, and Shaki passes out. Everybody goes crazy. Oh my gosh! Of course, you know Shaki passes out. All the center of attention goes to her. So the narrator then comes back in and says, by Shakuyaku's own decree, he's kind of just letting us know about how it was when she was on the island. Any who visited her bar were forbidden from fighting on the island. So even when rival pirates crossed paths, there no warfare resulted. But at sea, it was a different story. And then we get Rox and Roger back to back, showing they mean bugs. Two big dogs of the pirate era at this point in time. Hey, how you felt about that section of the chapter, Shaki's Bar, Pirate Island.
Start for the top. Shaki's Bar, we already talked about that. Shaki's Bar wait time is outrageous, and I wonder if there's like if other people, like, probably not, but like non-pirate people, I wonder if they even are trying to get in line as well. But just seeing her interaction with like her customers and everything, I didn't assume it would be like you get whatever Shaki wants to give you. Like,
hey, she named it the rip-off bar.
Yeah, I guess that shit. Oh, I get the joke now. I guess. Dang, that makes sense.
Yeah, she don't care.
I thought that was funny. You just get down however she feels.
Yeah.
Shaki's Bar being in the neutral zone, that's so huge. I felt like
on Pirate Island,
we get to see them interact. Even like, on Pirate Island at that.
Mm-hmm.
Whole territory of the Rocks Pirates, just to see them be able to be up close and have a little bit of a connection. Like, it's rough out on the seas.
I feel like it's not even that. Like, we kind of see how Luffy is with his rivals. You know, I'm not gonna dive too much into that, but I do feel like definitely a strong connection. Whether like I said, like we said, we never really felt like up until this point. We don't really think that Rocks is blatantly evil. So them being rival pirates, they're both just two alpha, conqueror pirates who, have different goals, and they're rivals. So I feel like obviously even the narrator, he hinted to let us know that, out on the sea they're fighting, but they're able to have this neutral, the fact that they're even able to have this neutral spot to where they can just drink and chill out together at this point, have some leisure time together. It's interesting.
I mess with that a lot.
Yeah,
just like, it's their day off and they're just at the bar and be able to I saw you pillage, you know what I'm saying, like last week on the seas and stuff, like just to be able to be that close. And
the thought of like how easily Roger was able to just walk in, like, it's crazy.
Before this, I would have thought, it was going to be smoke on site.
Site. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Shaki being able to do that is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Newgate and Roger. That's like one of the first times we see like Roger kind of messes with Newgate. He wants to share a drink with him.
I think this is the first time we see them interact while Newgate was, before he was Whitebeard.
Yeah.
I think this is our first time on panel that we've seen them like within the same area in this time period, on Rock's crew. So I like that. I've wondered because, obviously after Rocks, Newgate became Roger's pirate rival, but I've always wondered how that was, because they're closer in age than Rocks is, I believe. Like, believe Rocks is a little bit older than the rest of them.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah, and I've always wondered, how if they had any sort of connection or interaction prior to, but we don't know where Newgate came from. We don't really know too much about his history before. We know he Rocks won some Davy back fights to get some of his crew, and we know that Newgate joined his crew at that period of time. So we don't really know what his life was like prior to that. So it's interesting. I like seeing that, because we know what they turned out to be and how close they became. Yeah. So seeing that they still had a bond, he wants to share a drink with him. I like that.
Yeah, I love that about that.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the panel of Rocks and Roger doing like the headbutt looking thing. Yeah. And I can't help to compare them to Kid and Luffy. Like, as soon as I seen that, I was like, yeah, these guys are like, this is like the exact parallel. I can't lie.
I see it too. Once we were going over the notes before before the episode started. I was definitely, I never really noticed that until I realized that you pointed that out. And
yeah,
I'm kind of iffy on it. I see it. I see the parallels. I see the connections. I like to think of Rocks as a lot higher than Kid level.
yeah.
Like where Luffy is, I don't see Kid's not on that level. But where Roger is, I definitely see, you know, Rocks. Like I can see that being that head to head, that clash. But Kid, I just don't feel like he's on that level enough to clash with Luffy. I did see some things. I've seen some things in the community, some debates about Kid potentially, you know, actually being a lot stronger than he's portrayed, and he just got hoed because of Shanks. But a lot of people were arguing that we have to tip our hat to Kid still, because the reason Shanks used that strong of a move was because he foreseen that Kid was going to be that strong. Like he was going to be able to do that much damage to his crew and to his ships and stuff. So because of that, you know, we have to respect Kid, and he just underestimated. But a lot of people think that he would have had a little bit better of a fight if he didn't just try to one-shot Shanks like that.
Yeah.
But that's up for debate. You know, I don't know. I just feel like Kid's feats up until this point, they don't really rival Luffy's the same way I feel like Rocks and Roger would have that kind of but I definitely see, in terms of this rivalry right here, Oda's very big on parallels. That's the only connection I feel like is safe to be made right now. I don't really see Blackbeard being a little bit of a parallel to Rocks right now. I see more of that kid
just along the lines that like, you know, we haven't seen Blackbeard and Luffy like be, you know,
and kids a little bit more driven like Rocks than Blackbeard. Blackbeard I feel like is a little bit different personality. I feel like he's not an evil person, but he just comes off with this I don't give a crap attitude and like ignorant attitude about him. And he's always just kind of like mean mugging people, you know, dissing people almost pretty much. Whereas I kind of feel like that's similar with Rocks. But I don't, you know, we kind of, he was able to work with Law and Luffy and stuff for a common goal. So I do feel like Kid has those attributes a little bit similar to Rocks, to where he's like, he's not just a straight up evil person. And I feel like that's still Oda showing us that at the end of the day, these pirates aren't the bad guys. Like they may be pirates and stuff, and even there may be tiers to their goodness or their well-being or their, you know, morals, but they're not the bad guys. So I see the parallel with Kid and Rocks a little bit. Not a big fan of it, but
even if you want to compare them, Luffy to Blackbeard, when they met in the bar in Jaya, they didn't get too rowdy like how, you know, how we expected or how we would think they would like current day or anything. But I could see that too, honestly. You know, they had a little disagreement in the bar about the eating of the pie and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And at that,
so I can also
point,
see that too.
They didn't know who each other was, and they still kind of got to that point with just how their personalities were, and they didn't know who each other were at the time. So yeah, I definitely, you know, maybe if they knew each other, it may go a little bit on the long, like let's say they meet up in a neutral spot and they just can't fight. I could maybe see it being a little bit like this. I mean, I don't
never trust Blackbeard.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't really see his crew. I don't really see the camaraderie of anybody. Like I feel like, you know, Gloriosa loves Roger. Like Gloriosa really loves Roger. Whitebeard and Roger are like this. You know, I feel like they have a little bit more of a bond, a connection than, but I also feel like that was a lot more prominent in this older generation of pirates than these new generations. Like, yeah, we got Law and we got, you know, the Grand Fleet and stuff, but as a whole, even with rivals, I don't really see the super bond, pretty much besides Law and Bonnie now. But we also, I don't consider Bonnie to have like a full crew to where, and even Law, I don't feel like they have a full crew to where they have like a true bond as a whole. I feel like Law and Luffy just have a bond, and then the crew's all cool.
Yeah, they're all cool. Yeah, I would like to see that moving forward. I can't lie. That would be dope. I just want to throw in here at the end. What was I going to say? Forget it. It'll come back to me.
All right, bet. Now, let's roll into this next section where we talk about the underworld, where we get into the underworld of Elbaf. Hold on, my dog was like coughing. You good? All right, bet. Underworld of Elbaf. So we start out with Loki apparently grabbing a tree. What just happened? How did that start playing? Did you see that?
Before you get in, no, I didn't see. I was looking at the panel. Sorry. Before we move on, I'm sorry. This is what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
The nicknaming of like the headbutt of Roger and Rocks, that like he called him a porcupine and everything.
Oh yeah.
I just want to put out there just because this is how I feel about Rocks. I hope that in the anime his hairstyle is not like spiky. I wanted him to have like a dreadish type hair. That's how I felt when he was blacked out. When Oda blacked him out before his big reveal and everything, he had like the wavy hair or like stringy dready hair. I hope they do something about that. Maybe he has wigs in the anime.
That'd be funny.
The name calling thing, quit calling him Porcupine. I feel like that enforces the kid and Luffy thing. But that's all I had to say.
Yeah. No, I like that connection. I was thinking that too when I seen the porcupine. I was like, hopefully he still has dreads. I think he could though. I've seen they got some anime characters in a few different shows that have like dread styles like that just kind of go back. It could work. Hopefully they do us right in the anime. All right, so we get in the underworld of Elbaf. So it starts out with Loki grabbing onto a tree pretty much for dear life. And the tree eventually breaking off. We see a bunch of beasts and animals seeming to be running away from the area in fear, it looks like. And then we see Hajrudin. That's Hajrudin, right?
Yeah.
I can't even really tell what he's doing. It kind of looks like at this point they're all just kind of gripping onto stuff in fear. I think there's a big yep.
Yeah.
So I was getting ahead of myself. They're grabbing onto stuff because there's a big, conquerors clash that's knocking everything in the near vicinity, destroying it. And Hajrudin and Loki seem to be watching Harold and Rocks go at it. They're finally clashing. So at the end of last chapter, we seen that the Gorosei had told Harold that if he wishes to join the world government, okay, cool, you got to kill Rocks. Despite them being friends, now we see that Harold decided to take the world government up on that option. He's in the head of, I have to put our friendship to the side and think about my country. I'm a king. I have to think about my people and what's best for them. He feels like going against Rox and doing what the world government wishes is part of his role as a king. And he thinks he's doing what's best for him and Elbaf. So him and Rox seem to be going at it. They have these big conquerors clashes that are completely obliterating the surrounding area. And Harold's pretty much, or Rox is pretty much yelling at Harold like, how could you let the government get inside your head? You know, they're trying to brainwash you. They want you to fall in line like you know, like an animal, like one of their pawns, and they're just going to use you. And you're not realizing it at all. This is their answer. They see you as a military force to be harnessed. They're going to turn you into slaves and just call you soldiers. Pretty much hinting at, you know, you see, they're using you to kill me. You know, they can't come do it themselves, so they had you do it. And this is what they're going to be doing. If you decide to join the world government, this is what you'll be doing. You and your people will be subjected to do. They're going to tell you, hey, we need you to go take out these people. Y'all are going to be suited up and y'all are going to go do it. If y'all don't, they're going to do what they can to suppress y'all or take y'all out. And, you know, Harold's like, have some warrior pride. Y'all are the giants of Elbaf. Where is y'all warrior's pride? You know, you should be able to have free will. You know, they're the strongest race, the ultimate warrior race of One Piece. So, and clearly the world government, they see how important that is, and Rox himself sees how important that is. Hence why Rox has been trying to recruit Harold and the Giants for all this time. So, you know, he's pretty pissed. He's trying to talk Harold out of it, and by bringing up his warrior's pride, he took off Harold. Harold's like, don't act like you understand any of that. Our violence history from when we called ourselves warriors is nothing but a shackle that weighs Elbaf down. Now that we seek the way of peace. So Harold's very stuck on trying to change the way of Elbaf. Elbaf has always been known as the warrior race. You know, the ancient giants who were all about, you know, war and fighting. And Harold's always been wanting to like change that narrative. He's wanted to be a peaceful country to where, you know, it's not about war, it's not about violence, but it's about, you know, peace and fitting in with everybody else. And he believes that they can change, and it starts with him. I don't feel like Rox feels like they can't change, but changing in the way of the government is not the answer, pretty much. But Harold's pretty pissed, especially the fact that Rox decided to bring up warrior's pride, because he's not a giant, you know. And speaking on the way of the giant is, you know, don't talk about stuff you don't know, pretty much. So from there, they kind of give a flashback of Harold talking to some humans, and, you know, they're even telling him, we think you're a good man. There's, you know, we have all the respect, all the honor for you, but as a community, you know, we've been raided by giants in the past. You know, we can't just put that to the side. We can't ignore that and forget that just because you're nice to us now. It's going to be hard. You know, we may like you, we may appreciate everything that you're doing for us, but it's hard for us as a community, as a country, as people to look past what your people have done to us. Similar, I mean, I feel like it's parallels to nowadays. You know, we see this all across the world, whether it's from World War II, you know, Jews, Germans, blacks, whites in America, Native Americans, you know, we see this across the world in different societies, different cultures. It's easy to move on, but it's hard to fully accept, you know, as a whole, even with terrorism, you know, we may see, you know, as a whole, it's hard for people to move on because they know that a certain group of people did this and caused harm to, you know, others that are like them in the past. So it causes friction, you know, even though these people could be the most loving people in the world, and these group of people could be the most loving group of people in the world, they still had friction in the past. So it's hard for them to come together and accept each other because they still remember what happened to their grandparents. We still remember what happened to our grandparents. They were still at it. They didn't like each other. So how are we gonna, you know, be able to be one? And that's pretty much the same thing that's going on here. These humans are looking at Harold and they're like, you know, we appreciate you. We know you're a good man, but we can't look past on the history, and we just can't be fully accepting of that. And you know, they apologize for it, and that definitely hurts Harold because that's the opposite of what he's working towards. He wants that to be erased. He doesn't want to be looked at and viewed at in that light. So then we get with the end of Rox and Harold's fight. Harold's pretty much telling Rox that no matter how foolish and impetuous the celestial dragons may be, they have the power to usher Elbaf into the circle of the world. No longer will we be on the outside. That ticks Rox off. Rox pretty much snaps from that point, and he hits Harold with a huge blast to pretty much to the mid center, and he calls him a coward. You know, and honestly, he is acting cowardly in my opinion. You know, straight from his words, he's admitting to the celestial dragons being foolish and impetuous, but he still feels like they're the answer to saving his country. And you know, Rox's whole thing is trying to take those people down, trying to go against and oppose those people. So, you know, it kind of sucks because they built such a friendship over these years and over this time, and they're ultimately still not seeing eye to eye. And this is pretty much the last straw. You know, Harold was given the order. He went through with it. So on this final page, we kind of see that Rox is like, I'm never inviting you to join my crew again. The talks are off. And Harold's like, I'm the king. I'm not going to risk my people by losing this battle. And they continue to fight for a little bit. And the narrator lets us know that from that point on, I mean, it's safe to assume that the fight ended in a stalemate. But at least from that point on, they no longer met. They ain't talked. You know, that friendship was severed. And this last bit of this section, we see Loki waiting on the beach on the coast of Elbaf, pretty much, you know, expecting. Rox came pretty frequently, and Loki was a big fan of Rox, wanted to join his crew, so I assumed he always waited to greet Rox, the Rox pirates. And you know, he's waiting for the Rox pirates, and they're like, he's not coming. And Ida's like, he's talking to Ida at the end, and she's like, hey, he's not coming. he snaps. He's like, "Shut up, you old hag. Eater being eater. You want some juice?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's still a kid at the end of the day. And I love the fact at the end that Ida's just being a mom. You know, she's given, despite Loki rejecting her, she's given Loki everything that he missed and didn't have. And some, like, you know, she's been nothing but hated and disrespected, just like Loki. And even her sons, even Loki and Hardruden don't see eye to eye all the time, and they don't get along. But at the end of the day, they're brothers, and you know, she looks at Loki as one of her own. So I love that fact. I know I kind of talked a lot. That was a jam-packed little section. So let me hear your thoughts on that.
Bummed out, you know. I didn't want it to come to the Herald and Rocks clash.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I wanted, you know, at least to be friends or another way or something. Especially Loki looking up to Rocks is like, dang, like that ties sever as soon as the king doesn't mess with you anymore, and how bad it got, you know.
Right.
He said, the invites are done. He's gonna leave him alone. Like after this, luckily it ended in a stalemate. You know,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Both of them are able to move on from this.
Yeah,
I felt like that was, you know, that was pretty deep of Rocks to come out and say, you know, or be able to, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I think he just heard enough. He's like, there's no. You know, he's made up his mind. There's no convincing him otherwise. He's blind, and you know, I think he really considers him. At this point, I like to say they're best friends to each other, in my opinion.
Yeah, slick.
I don't really see, you know, even with Rox's own crew, I don't see this type of bond. I don't see this care for anybody on his crew like he does for Harold. And I honestly, I don't feel like it's all because he wants to use him. I don't think he's solely looking at him as a weapon. He truly cares about Harold and Elbath, but he's a pirate, you know, and he also has his uses for if Harold does join.
Yeah.
And, you know, but truly I think it's coming from true friends, like true friendship. You know, they're not saying eye to eye. Two brothers that disagree, you know, it brings out that raw emotion. And I feel like you see that in that final blast that Rocks kind of gives him. So him kind of. Oh, go ahead.
Nah, I feel like it just shows like Rocks came with him. It holds up like Rocks' point of the argument because Rocks came to him for like, you know, he as a friend, he's being a friend at it with it first, and then like, but he comes with him with the proposition of working out this whole thing in the way of that goes with Rox's plan,
right?
And just Harold not being able to come around. It's just
I mean, and it's almost like I feel like we see it across different genres as well. Even and this is just a rough example, but like even looking at Star Wars, like we could look at it at that. And you know, the rebels, you know, you have to be brave enough to fight against the higher power. And you know, Rocks I feel like is almost a leader of a rebel. You know, he's the revolutionary before the Revolutionary Army. So he's the one fighting that higher power, and he sees, hey, I could you know, if we band together, if we get all our strength and band together and build this alliance to take down this higher power, we could find that freedom, that we could build the world that we all want. Similar to, you know, Star Wars, the rebels, they came together to take down the Galactic Empire so they could eventually have a galaxy that they all wanted and they all seen. Rox is Harold's one of those people that's like almost too afraid to combat the higher power. They're like, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna just they're saying that they could give me what I want, so I may have to make a couple sacrifices in that path. But as long as they're the ones with the ball right now, they're the ones with all the power right now. If I just help them out, they said they got me. So like it's kind of like, you know, he's playing the thin line of. Obviously, he said he's. Let me go back to the direct words, because he says, believe me, I wavered on this. So clearly it wasn't like a easy decision for him. He had some thoughts about fighting his friend. He didn't want to do it. It was definitely hard on him, but he is thinking that this is what's best for Elbath. So that's kind of how he moves. And yeah, it sucks because you hate to see, you know, two brothers like that who are of this level of power have to fight against each other when this level of power can be used to take down, you know, it's being wasted fighting on each other instead of being used to take down the higher power. But definitely. Yeah, man.
Bit sad, honestly.
Definitely. And it's like, damn, Harold's just so, because he has a good heart, he has good intentions, but he's just not seeing the bigger picture. He's falling into the chokehold of the grasp of the holy land and the world government. You ready to get into this last part, and then we'll wrap everything up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody who's still here. If you made it this far in the video, YouTube Music, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I encourage y'all all to like and give us a decent review based on how you feel. And I encourage y'all to be live in the comments and everything. Keep us engaged. Stay engaged with us. We'd like to hear what you got to say.
For sure.
Type it all out. Type us paragraphs. Write a whole essay. It'll get read, you know. We that helps us keep going. So
for sure. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's all I had to say for that last panel.
All right, cool. And we're just gonna get into this last page. The last page comes with a lot, but we're gonna wrap up the episode on this. So we get into the West Blue 39 years ago. We get some baby cries. Finally, and actually, we find out that God Valley is in the West Blue, which is interesting. So we get the baby cries, and it's twin boys. We get a group of citizens surrounding what seemed to be the cradle of the two twin boys, talking about how cute they are and adorable, and that they've got your red hair, talking to the mother of these twin boys. And it's stated that they can only hope that they turn out as wise as you do. So we have to assume that whoever this mother is, that she's very wise, and she is a bit of a prominent figure because she has this big crowd around her two twin babies. And they say without their father around, we'll have to help you with that. And they ask for their names, and we get one of the cutest panels that we'll probably see in One Piece. We get the two baby boys, Shanks and Shamrock. We finally see that. Well, one, I want to say I'm glad that this is confirmed that these were the names that were given to them by the birth mother.
Yeah.
Because I've always wondered, you know, with how Shanks came about and stuff, if that was a name given to him by Roger or something. So I do like the fact that that's actually his name. But yeah, Shanks and Shamrock, they were born in God Valley.
That's crazy. I can't lie. Clearly lower.
That's crazy. And I'm so shocked. Even like, I keep seeing all these posts about how Oda keeps emphasizing the importance of Shanks in the story and his role and how big of a character he is. And it's like everything being revealed about Shanks is still shocking me. Like everything. You know, the fact that the fact that he has a twin brother, the fact that Garland's his dad, the fact that he was born in God's Valley. Like this is crazy. And I'm gonna let you talk about your stuff. I'll piggyback off of you because I know you have some stuff that I don't wanna.
Yeah, we're kind of on a crunch time right now. I'm gonna go just straight through it.
We don't gotta be strict. We won't be too much over, but we don't gotta be too strict. This is our stuff at the end of the day. This is our shit. This is our shit. This is our shit.
Rolling into the Davy backdrafts. For the cover story, I just want to get a little bit in depth with that shit.
Okay.
Sorry, YouTube.
Not good.
Moria's role. If Moria is actually a Kazuki, it shifts his like motivation into like a vengeance thing and trying to like protect the Wano.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like the fight with Kaido is like that was his first crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure they all like died.
Mm-hmm.
And then later we see like, you know, more with his fruit and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like if this is the same, the more we know is the same Moria that's in that grave, which I don't know, it's pretty good evidence to say it is.
Yeah.
Was this the reason of digging up Ryuma to kind of like cut off another dragon's head? Because that was like his biggest thing about like his biggest accomplishment back in way back when I keep messing up.
It's the feat.
Is he the founder of Wano? Or no?
I don't think he's the founder of Wano.
But I know he did that back in the day.
Yeah, a hero of the land, I believe. I don't think he's the founder. I could be wrong. Y'all let us know in the comments if we're wrong. Any corrections that y'all may have. At the end of the day, we not experts, but we dibble and dabble. We know what we know.
And now like this like potentially sets up an allyship between him and Luffy maybe moving forward. Like just the whole thing. Like I didn't like when we got the news, and like I'm not really a big fan of Moria, like I said earlier, but like, you know, I'm trying to see where this goes, you know? Like how can it's just weird seeing him back in it. It's like I'm just curious on where does he fit? If you have any words for that, you go ahead.
Yeah. Briefly, I just want to say I feel like one way or another, whether Yamato is ends up joining the crew officially or not, she's gonna play a huge role in the final war. With that being said, I feel like she can definitely be some sort of bridge into Moria. I feel like that. At this point, I feel like we have more of a potential of Moria and Yamato connecting off screen and then showing up together, you know, with
imagine.
To meet Luffy or whatever at some point. And Luffy's like, wait, what are you doing with him? And she's like, oh, he's my uncle. Like, I'm Odin, and this is my uncle.
Yeah.
Or this my cousin. I'm Odin. So
to talk about that timeline, around the time that Odin was dancing in the streets and everything, we got Moria over here fighting Kaido for the land.
Yeah, I seen
Ringo.
a
That
post
is
about that.
crazy.
I seen a post about that. They said Odin's over here dancing while Moria's the real one fighting.
That's crazy to me. That's so crazy.
That's funny.
Leading up into the end of their battle, Moria and Kaido. I'm pretty sure it's at this point Moria does not have his fruit. So
yeah, it looked like just hockey, which is crazy.
Yeah, bro. What? Thinking about it, like maybe this is like pre-Kaido Conqueror's Awakening. Like I would think like
I don't know, man.
They wouldn't be able to clash ever. In what world would those two be able to clash? But
hey, Moria, if Moria's a Kozuki clan member, hey, he could be a conqueror too.
Imagine imagine if like he didn't use his conqueror. Like, there's no way. I don't know. This is all headcanon and everything. I would have thought Luffy pushed him to the point of him having to use conquerors if he had it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. But hey,
how did he escape that fight?
Also at the same time, up until that point in the show, Zoro, Luffy, they've been pushed to the points where you would think they would use conquerors, and they didn't. Where I mean, Moria should be a lot more. You already clashed with Kaido up until this point, so like, how are you losing to Luffy? I don't know, but it's interesting. Maybe when Moria died, or I don't know, his devil fruit did something to where he's like
found his fruit on the battlefield. Like, what?
I don't know. It's really hard to say. Maybe, I don't know. It's all headcanon, like you said, headcanon speculation at this point. But it opens a lot of conversation.
Definitely. I didn't really have much for like Roger, Shaki's bar and everything.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Rolling into what we seen last, Shanks's heritage. Is Shanks's mom a potential new race or something? Like, I've been thinking over the past couple of days. It's like I can't think of any other red hair people in One Piece. The Sandorians. But I don't see any connection there. But like, just the red hair, I'm like, huh.
That's interesting. I kind of had a few questions like with that. What's the secret about his mom and like the heritage? They pointed out how she's wise and stuff. So like, what's her role in this society? Clearly, they live in God's Valley. God's Valley is a staple in what we know. One of the biggest events ever happened there, and now two of the biggest events. Shanks and Shamrock being born there, and then what we know happens in the future. It's interesting because it ties into Garland. Garland's talking about something, he finds something preposterous there, and that's why he recommends that God's Valley should be the place of their new competition. I do kind of like this because it kind of puts a little bit of it puts the Shaki being a prize in a little bit of a back seat. It's not all the way negated, but this kind of adds a little bit of a different idea to it. Especially we see Garland says it himself that he believes that the Great One will be very pleased with what he's found, and it's safe to assume that he's talking about Shanks and Shamrock. But then it goes to have me wonder about, is Garland their real dad? Is Garland an adopted dad? Is, they say in the manga when they're born, your father, with their father not being around, that could mean multiple things. He could be off being a holy knight. He could be dead. He could be
I feel like in the time it was like he left the last tournament and he dropped anchor there. And I think it said he stayed there for a decent amount of time.
Oh, okay.
Before he had to go back.
He said he found something preposterous. So it's like,
yeah, I don't think that's the boys, honestly.
You don't think that's
some other shit?
You think it's, but he found it while there.
Another take for that.
Okay. It just brought up some, questions that could be, speculation. Maybe Oda's hinting at, a different direction of things that we've been thinking about, but hey, I don't know.
Thinking about it, like we see Shanks like kind of like as free spirited, even though he's a celestial dragon or whatever, free spirit, or technically half, I guess you could say, because his mom seems like a God's Valley native, so it's just crazy to see, like, we know Shanks as like free spirited and everything. Mm-hmm. His dad is like I'm pretty sure his dad.
Yeah, uptight.
Just seeing him like finding love outside.
Oh yeah.
Of the Holy Land, it's like, okay, there's something there. I feel like maybe possibly. Just another question, like Garling potential ploy to keep his son safe, like trying to get them in to join the world government, and that. In that way, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Do you think Garling may have found devil roots or something out there?
That's what I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
My bad.
You're good. I just added this last one right before you finished the chapter, but God's Valley population is possibly built like maybe a variety of races. Like I looked at the last panel, I just see like all different type of looking people. Yeah. Maybe I just thought that it was like maybe Emu would like something like that, like just how all of the races are like different races are just in one place. Like, yeah, there's other islands across the sea and everything, but like, and maybe I don't know, maybe there's like ancient races or.
But that's just, how Wano is. Wano's a collection of different islands that are like different. That's all in one land.
Yeah, but they're like the same race, right? There's no like fishermen on Wano.
Well, yeah, race, but I mean, technically, in this panel, I mean, they all look to be human. Like I
see that fat guy. That's what really struck different.
They all look different. They all have like different appearances, but they all seem to be human. I mean, that dude could be a little bit bigger than everybody else.
Yeah. I don't know, just creating questions.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, it's definitely interesting thinking about the potential of where Shanks and Shamrock, who their mom really is. What because prior to, I don't know about you, but prior to, I was thinking God's Valley was kind of like maybe a deserted place. I didn't expect it to be fully populated like this, especially given what happened there. I just kind of didn't really, I don't know, just based off of the information I was given, I just kind of assumed that it was a more of a destination that was a little bit uninhabited. I didn't expect, a society of people to be living there. I kind of do feel like Shanks and Shamrock could be potentially could be what Garling is referencing when he's talking to the Gorosei, only because of their potential heritage and where they could have came from. I feel like they could have, given what we've seen from Shanks and given what we've heard from Oda, I mean, Oda called him like the child of prophecy. So I kind of feel like there has to be some sort of super importance to their mom, and potentially, like I said, I don't 100% know if, maybe Garland is not the real dad. and maybe it's from somewhere else that has a lot more importance or something.
I'm thinking that, like, off the dome, like you said it twice already now. What if his mom's like the holy this is embarrassing. Yo. I just lost her name. It was on my head and now I can't. Jesus' mom. The Mary, you know, yeah, like I don't know why that blanked. The Virgin Mary, Jesus Lord. Jeez, be with me right now. What if his mom's like the Virgin Mary or something?
Yeah, right.
That would be crazy. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of like, it's speculation. Like you pointed out in one of those panels, Garland's face, it does resemble, you kind of see Shanks in it a little bit. So it does make you wonder. And then they do point out, okay, they got the red hair from the mom. Obviously, we assume that since Garland was blonde, but that was one thing that the community as a whole talked about. Oh, we didn't expect Garland to be blonde, like
not at all,
like he was. So yeah, it definitely was a little bit that kind of, okay, clearly he got that from his mom. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it food for thought. Could potentially, what if you know, that's not their real dad, and what if you know, what if there's something a little bit more secretive or a little bit more special to their birth parents? Obviously their mom's a question, but you know, what if Garland kind of assumed a adoptive father role? Because God's Valley happens, and we don't know, you know, how Shanks ended up to where Roger found him. We don't know what happened to Shanks' mother. So, you know, it just leaves room for question of what happened between now and to where Shanks is, you know, they're split. Shanks is on Roger's crew. Shamrock's with Garland in the Holy Land, and interesting special heritage. So,
yeah, to the point, Garland finds something preposterous on God Valley. Is it a race of people, certain natural resource,
an ancient weapon,
abundant, ancient weapon. Void Century ruins or something, like, or potential devil fruits on the island.
Poneglyph, maybe? Nah.
A Poneglyph. I was pondering on that for a minute. I'm like, it could, like, it genuinely could, but I don't know. I wonder how. We don't really see how.
I'm kind
of Celestials feel about Poneglyphs or anything too much.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards potentially devil fruit, just because we know of, you know, that was kind of at least part of the reason why Rox was going there. So, you know, that's probably the most logical answer right now that we have. But I feel like it could be a little bit of everything. It could be, you know, the devil fruits be only why Rox may be there. Everybody could be going for different reasons, and that just be, you know, the place of convergence or something. Or maybe everybody's trying to go for this specific tournament. Who knows? Like, what if Roger, what if these people learn about the tournament? And, or, you know, what is the tournament? What is it about? What, you know, it's interesting. I'm excited, man. We got some big questions to be answered.
Potential, like, I remember, and I seen something about it, or watching something. Can't credit y'all, I'm sorry. I'll tag y'all if anything. Drunken Iron Ore is like another potential prominent natural resource. We heard about, like, there was some in Dressrosa and the black market under Dressrosa or whatever. And qualifying some near Wano, like, it's supposed to be around the area. but it's like people make weapons out of it. It's like some liquid iron ore. I was looking at it and it was something along those lines. Just a potential.
Hey, let us know if y'all know a little bit more about that, the drunken iron ore. If y'all know a little bit more into the lore and the backstory behind that, and what the importance of that could be.
And moving on to the last bit, did you have any more for that before I go on to
No, I think I pretty much said everything. Yeah, just a lot to think about. This last panel, there's a few panels, well, really this whole chapter, but there's a few specific pages and panels in here that really stuck out to me. And this last page was one of them. We both love Shanks. I know he's your favorite character. I don't know. I love hearing about his backstory and trying to learn more about him. Really, all these characters and all the people, but Shanks is so elite right now. I have to know how he's so cold and what his origins are. So even if it's little one pages at a time, I'm loving it. He's from God Valley. Hey, born out there. So that's one thing to think about. But yeah, we can go into the next, whatever you got last.
Rox and Harold never meet again until that fateful day. Thoughts?
Like we said earlier,
did this confirm?
Just sad. Does it confirm what?
Harold possibly being on God's Valley?
Possibly.
Unless we're talking about that day Loki walked into the castle. Those are only two like days that I could just like, okay, big stuff happened on that day and that day. Rocks are supposed to die at God's Valley.
It's interesting.
I should say be defeated.
Yeah. We just gotta wait and see, honestly.
Yeah.
It's Rox was erased from history, so we really don't know, where that point ended. Like you said, we know he was defeated at Rox Valley, and that's where the Rox Pirates were officially disbanded. But we don't know if that was the end of Rox. We don't know if, what role Harold played moving forward. And obviously we know Harold lived longer than that, but the fateful day that they're talking about, I feel like we just gotta wait and see. I'm
leaning towards God Valley. I would like Harold to be there.
I would too.
It would definitely stretch out. I don't know how they'll do it, if it's gonna be an arc in itself, or we get only a couple panels every couple hundred episodes or what. But I would like Harold to be there. I think that would be something.
I'm kind of neutral on it. I don't think I would dislike if he was there. I don't really think it wouldn't surprise me if he would be there. I just kind of feel like, at this point we know we don't know much about it, so that's why I'm like cool with him potentially being there. The only drawback I have is I feel like they've kind of already set the stage on who was there, in terms of powerhouses, but clearly also in the anime and where we are now, with all that, they've kind of they haven't talked about Harold or Loki or anybody. So I think they're probably trying to keep all this separate, and that could be why we didn't hear about Harold potentially being there, because we don't even know who he is yet in terms of anime watchers. So that's the only thing that kind of makes me question it, is because we didn't hear anything about anybody else being there before. But we also don't know, there's a lot of stuff we don't know about God's Valley. So if he was there, as long as it makes sense, And I know if Oda puts him there, he would put him there and have it make sense. I feel like it would be cool. It's just like all these powerhouses, we see he's going head to head with rocks, like clashing stalemates with rocks.
By the way,
you said what?
Upscale, by the way.
Man, that's an upscale for rocks, man. He going
What?
he going
no.
He going toe to toe with the king of the ancient giants. Come on now. I don't feel like that's an upscale. I feel like I kind of
Harold.
Yeah,
no?
I feel like once we seen that at Marijua, like I felt like that was a staple. Like, okay, he got it. Like I think because after that, Rox became friends with him, so I felt like it was safe to say, okay, like yeah, Rox sees him as an equal. I don't feel like this was an upscale. I mean, the whole reason the elders sent Harold to kill him because they knew he could, out of anybody, he could be the one to. They could have sent Garp. They could have sent Kong. They could have been tried to do all. I mean, I'm sure they already been trying to do all that. So, they sent Harold for a reason. Now, I think but they also knew that Harold was close with them, so they probably felt like he can get, close enough to fight him.
Just my last point. I thought of it as we were talking earlier when you were talking about the underworld and everything.
Right.
Harold's flashback to him trying to get in with those people that weren't letting him in or couldn't come over.
Yeah.
What happened in the past? How long do you think it would take for like countries like that to open up to Elbaf?
I've kind of always felt like I feel like this is in real life. In real life, kind of how I made the connection earlier in the pod when I was talking about it. I feel like it goes hand in hand with this as well. I feel like it just has to take time. There's no specific time date. I feel like once the older generations that were more directly impacted kind of transition on, I feel like sometimes it's easier to start a cleaner slate with the younger generation that, they have the stories and it may not still be easy for them to completely trust and accept. It's, you have a clean slate to where you can show them different, to where they don't have the direct memory of, the wrongs that were done to them. So I kind of feel like it goes hand in hand with that. I feel like there's no specific time date. I just feel like as, Harold continues to show his goodness, once those, especially giants being able to outlive humans and stuff, once those generations start changing and the younger generations start taking over, I feel like with the consistency of positivity shown by the Harold and the Giants, then that's when, as a whole, they'll be able to see him. Because, I mean, even up until now, I feel like, prior 2 years ago, they probably would have never accepted Harold to even be this close and have this much of a bond, with them. So I feel like it's just kind of comes with time. And that goes with everything, even real world situations. It's just like, it's hard for people to, when people are really done wrong, it's hard for them to let go and forgive and forget. But over time, you just kind of have to, with Germans, we could bring that up. Over time after World War II, not a lot of people looked at Germans as, like they're the bad guys. But over time, now we love Germany. I got family living in Germany up in right now to this day. So just over time, once those generations that were directly affected by it, die out and the younger people start to come up, I feel like that's the same with Elbaf.
That's all I had for today, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a great
chapter.
episode. Great episode, great chapter. we won't always get into such a in-depth breakdown of the chapter, especially once we have our episodes. We try to keep the chapter piece, the manga chapter, to 25-30 minutes depending on the episode. So we definitely we went almost an hour and a half, 2 hours of manga breakdown. But hey, I love it. Break week of episode, we have the luxury of being able to dive deep into the chapter. So I love that. I just want to say, just to wrap things up, I appreciate each and every one of y'all who tapped into this podcast today. Episode 5 of the Poneglyph Podcast, where we decode the world of One Piece and anime, one poneglyph at a time. Make sure y'all like the video, like the stream, like the video, like the VOD, all that. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. Even if y'all are on audio platforms, we would highly appreciate it and recommend y'all come over to YouTube and just hit that subscribe button. Even if y'all catch our podcast on audio, we will be doing separate videos on the channel as well. That will just be fun. Maybe One Piece, maybe anime as a whole theme. Liwu Fufu's tier ranking, just little videos to throw on the channel as well, to build more of a sense of community and have more stuff to have y'all interact with. Sometimes we may even go live and have some of these things live in the future. All things to look forward to. So make sure y'all tap into the YouTube channel for that. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we appreciate y'all for tapping in there. Those mean so much to us because, hey, at the end of the day, it's a podcast, and if we're able to expand and get on all these other platforms, it's only room for growth for us and ways for us to expand and get out to other people and more of the One Piece community and anime community as a whole. So appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all
Really
stay active in the comments. Stay active on those Instagram pages, TikToks, the YouTube Shorts community. We're gonna try and we can try and start getting community posts out there a couple times a week as well on the YouTube page. Let's just as a whole, all of us, y'all, me, you, in the community, we all gonna do what's best to keep things running smooth, keep things growing as a community and interactive. Yep. One last thing before we wrap up. Let's give a quick little ranking for that chapter. We don't got to give no details. I don't want to run too long, but low ranking for the chapter. If y'all are new, we have our own ranking system. 1 through 5, we got Marine Soldier as the lowest. Then we have Vice Admiral, right? We have Vice Admiral. Then we have Warlords, which is about mid-tier. Then from there, we have the Admirals. And then number 5, top tier, means it's a Yonko level chapter, episode, whatever. That's our highest ranking. What you think that chapter was?
really unexpected. I love it when Oda does these. Honestly, we get a lot from it. I have to go Yonko.
Yeah, for sure. From cover page to the last little sentence there. I mean, I feel like he was in his bag. That was a Yonko level chapter for me. Easily. So yeah, without further ado, I want to thank y'all for tapping into the Poneglyph Podcast. I'm your host, Jay, aka Milky Way Jay. Along here with my brother every single week, my brother Ja.
Yes, sir.
And we appreciate y'all so much for tapping into the pod. Every week, y'all show us a lot of love, and y'all motivate us to keep going. So we're gonna keep cooking up y'all episodes every week. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Until further ado, until next week, 6 p.m. Eastern next Sunday. Make sure y'all got y'all notifications on. We will be there. Poneglyph Podcast, the PNG boys. We are out. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Much love.